Curtis Packer here with Fairway Home Mortgage. It's Taco Tuesday, and so Cassie bought me a couple of tacos. I'm going to give her some mortgage advice today. So both of us like to work with seniors in the real estate industry. I'm a reverse mortgage loan officer. She works with Ridgeline, and she works with trustees and other seniors in helping them find and buy homes. So Cassie, what do you know about a reverse mortgage? When you talk to your clients, what's their biggest concerns?
I would say my biggest concern for people with a reverse mortgage is they think that they don't own their home anymore and that they lose all of their equity.
That's one of the number one myths that I hear all the time is I don't own my home anymore. There's a variety of reverse mortgages out there, but the one that we use the most is the FHA HECM, Home Equity Conversion Mortgage. It's very similar to a FHA loan like you would buy a first-time home buyer, in that when you're on title, you own the home. And when you purchase a house, they put you on title, it's your house. There's a lien on the property. It's no different when it's a reverse mortgage. You own that home, you own the equity, you own the property, it's yours until you decide to move or you pass away and your kids take the property, in a reverse mortgage situation. So what are some of the other things you've heard?
I just know of some people that have used a reverse mortgage that helped them, because I knew one guy who owed like 3 or 4 years worth of taxes, property taxes, and he was about to lose his house, and he was able to use a reverse mortgage to help use the equity to pay for his taxes so he didn't lose his house.
And that's an excellent point about a reverse mortgage. And in the field where you and I work, you can use a reverse. A lot of people don't know you can use a reverse mortgage to purchase a house. A reverse mortgage is for folks with equity. Typically, if you don't have a lot of down payment, then you use it in a regular forward mortgage. But a reverse mortgage is designed for folks over the age of 62 with a lot of equity. Say they want to buy a new house. The reverse mortgage can make up the difference between the house they want and the money that they have. Now, I believe you mentioned you got a client coming from North Carolina.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's just say they sell their house back there and they come out here to Utah and they've got $400,000, $500,000. Now we know a house in Utah is $500,000 house is a good house. You could buy a house for $500,000, but a retirement home is more in the $700,000 range. Would you?
Well, yeah, and especially for where they want to live. They want to live, with a view of the valley up on the mountain, and and in that area, you're going to be up around $700,000.
So these folks come to Utah, they got $500,000 in their pocket. They want to be in that house up on the hill that's $700,000. A reverse mortgage can be used to make up the difference. So based on their age of being 62, they would give them about a 35% increase in buying power. So they would put down their $500,000. The reverse mortgage would be for about $175,000 or whatever the difference would be. They would have no payment on that reverse mortgage. They would still have all of their equity, but they would be able to get into that bigger house with the reverse mortgage.
That's so great. They could live in the house and not have a payment, but then still in the end, do they recoup any of their equity in the end?
Well, the cool thing about the reverse is that the equity is theirs. If they decide, say, 10 years down the road, they say, hey, we need to move in with our kids or we're done living in this house. So they sell the house, they keep the equity. Now, the reverse mortgage does get larger because you're not making a payment. And as we know, interest accumulates. That's part of the thing. What's making the payment is the equity that they have in the home. So instead of taking it out of their pocket and making a mortgage payment, they're taking it out of their equity and making a mortgage payment. So the balance, yes, it does go up, but where do you want to take the money from? Out of your cash flow or out of your equity? And that's the beauty of a reverse mortgage. And if you want to, you can make a payment on a reverse mortgage. You can pay the interest only or make a principal and interest payment and pay it down, but you never have to do that. It's not required.
So yeah, they're essentially using their equity as like their own loan.
Exactly. You're using and I tell people this all the time, you're spending your home equity to fund your retirement.
Yeah.
So you can spend your 401k to fund your retirement, you can spend your Social Security to fund your retirement, or you can use your home equity. There's just a lot of ways to have fun in retirement.
Yeah, and have fun in retirement and do the things that you want to do and not have to worry about paying your mortgage every month.
My wife and I, we both turned 62. I'll be 64 this year. We did a reverse mortgage at age 62. We're going to stay in our house. Probably not going to buy. I'll bet you're disappointed to hear that. But if we decided to, we would do that. But we're living in our home. We're not making a payment right now. Even though we're both working, we use that money to create memories for our family. Because that's what we feel our kids want more than the home is memories.
Yes.
So when mom and dad are gone, grandma and grandpa are all done with this life, they have the memories that we used our equity to spend on them and create those memories. And that's what the reverse mortgage does. And I think a reverse, retirement is for making memories, not mortgage payments, Cassie.
Amen to that. That should be a bumper sticker.
Let's do that.
Great.